McLaren sold a chunk of its F1 team to MSP Sports Capital. But who are they? Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing McLaren's new investor, MSP Sports Capital, that was announced at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Before we get started with this video, I just want to say that if you enjoy it, leave a like, and if you're new to this channel and you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing. So just a little bit of a background on MSP Sports Capital. They are an American investment firm and they invested £185 million over the course of 2 years, so last year and this year, for a 15% stake in the F1 side of McLaren, not the whole car company. In the F1 team, 15% stake, which will then increase to 33% at the end of 2022. So that's going to be a third of the F1 team are going to be owned by MSP Sports Capital. And that values the team, I believe it was 570 million pounds now, which is hefty sum of money. Okay, that's great. We know that they're an investment firm and we know how much they've invested in McLaren. But who are they? Well, their CEO is Jeff Murad. He's quite an interesting guy and we'll get back to him later. And as you know, on this channel, we always have reliable sources of information. And with that in mind, according to Wikipedia, and I quote, in 2019, Murad, along with partners Jam Najafi, I'm going to butcher these names by the way, Arne Rees and Steve Wasserman, formed MSP Sports Capital. It's a sports investment company with targeted equity and debt investments in properties at the intersection of sports, global media rights, distribution technologies, content creation, sponsorship, esports, betting, and data. Interesting. They invest primarily in American sports, mainly MLB, which is the multi-league baseball, I believe. Something like that, but it's baseball. And the NBA, we all know what that is. And they have worked with ESPN in the past. Recently, they came into ownership of GD Estoril Praia, I don't know how you say that. But they are top of the Liga Pro, which I think is like the second league in Portuguese football, which I guess would be similar to League One or League Two in British football or English football. I don't know what that means. This is not a football channel, so don't at me if I get that wrong. But we don't do that here. So I'm just going to move past that. It's a football team apparently. That's all I know. Similarly, they also own GD Alcorcon. I don't know how you say it really. Similar thing, although the team doesn't seem to be doing very well from my research. And their latest investment is McLaren, which is obviously the topic of this video. So just a little bit of background on their CEO, Jeff Murad. He joined the global law firm Morgan Lewis and Bockius LLP, where he serves currently as a chairman and partner. Morgan. It's a nice name. And a funny story about Murad, as I said earlier, he's an interesting guy. He was one of two people that was an inspiration for the character Jerry Maguire, and we all know who that is. Played by Tom Cruise, very big, very famous, you know.
Hey, Jerry, show me the money! Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money!
And yeah, I just thought it was kind of cool, so thought I'd share that with you guys. He was one of the inspirations for Jerry Maguire, the film. Okay, that's great. We know about Jeff. We know that he was the inspiration for Jerry Maguire. We know the background of this investment firm. But what does this mean for McLaren? Well, from my side of things, it seems like it's a good investment for McLaren. At the start of the 2020 season, they actually had to borrow a loan from the Bahrain bank, who they have good relationships with. And they had to borrow money because they couldn't really afford to keep above water. This new investment is going to help them with that. And also the CEO is clearly well-rounded. He's done a lot of things in sports-related industries. As I said, he works at Morgan Lewis and Bockius, which work primarily to do with sports law, and they clearly know what they're doing and they're in it for the competition rather than mainly the money, which is obviously an investment firm. That's one of the main things they're in it for. But I still think that it's a good investment for McLaren, and I think that it's going to help them quite a bit in the future. The money that they're getting is also going to help them develop their aero for 2022, which is obviously a massive thing that people are going to be developing from this year. Would have started early last year as well. On top of this, they're going to have the Mercedes engine as well from 2021, and this is going to be a massive help. So this is all, it's all coming together for McLaren, and they could be up there again contending for titles, which is all what we all want to see. On top of this, I heard that McLaren will be expanding their facilities. The details were quite vague and I struggled to find some, but from one of the interviews after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, I believe they said that they were going to be expanding with a new in-house wind tunnel and new CAD software which has better CFD. It basically means that they're going to be able to develop the car better on the computers, and that obviously means that when it comes to actually testing it, it's going to be an even better car. So, all in all, a good investment, good opportunities for McLaren, and I'm having withdrawals from the F1 season already. Anyway, that's all folks. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.